Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, Ricky Starks shuts down big rumours.
I'll tell you why the Bloodline weren't on SmackDown this week.
What the hell is JBL doing at the minute?
TNA Knockouts champion Jordan Grace has teased a WWE move. I'm Adam Wilborn.
And I'm Andy Murray.
And this is the news.
Okie dokie. Ricky Starks, he is shutting down rumours left, right, and he did it once.
Yes.
I can't really say left, right, and centre for that. But yeah, his situation is very confusing at the minute, and nobody really knows what's going on. Apart from, I imagine, Ricky and his employer.
Yes.
So, there's a bunch of different things going around. One of those things is the idea that he turned down some creative.
I heard this, yeah.
Yeah, some AEW creative. So somebody tweeted over the weekend that Ricky wasn't being given big opportunities at AEW because, and this is a quote, his attitude when given these smaller opportunities was to pout and disagree with creative.
I want people just make stuff up.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about that in this and on our second video coming later on as well, because this one did my head in. Ricky Starks saw this and decided, shut up.
Yes.
He quote tweeted that and said, enough is enough. Usually I don't even speak on this, but it's tired and I never turned down anything. Ever. Just stop. So people do be making stuff up, right? With regards to this story, there's been a lot of conflicting things and I think Fightful commented at one point that I think Sean said, and please correct me if I'm wrong, we spoke to 4 people and they give us 5 different stories at one point, which speaks to just the ambiguity behind everything that's going on with Ricky. But Dave Meltzer during the summer had stated that there'd been a plan for Starks to work a program with Big Bill, his former tag team partner, which didn't end up happening, obviously, and it wasn't clear why that didn't happen. He had a bit. I'll read the quote from Dave. He said, at one point there was a plan to have Big Bill turn on Starks and make him a babyface, but that didn't end up happening. One report, and he's saying just one report, he's not reporting that as fact, said that it was Starks' decision, but the only thing is that it didn't happen. That's what matters. So, yeah, I mean, I think people get a sliver of info like that Dave quote there and then just conflate it into nonsense.
Yeah, she was just refusing everything,
Yeah, but when it comes to Ricky Starks, I'm choosing not to believe a single thing until it actually happens in front of my eyes. And right now, the thing happening in front of my eyes is that Ricky Starks isn't on TV, and that sucks.
Yeah, he said as much when he was chatting to Andrew Pollard, I remember, a while back. He's a real talent. It's such a shame, all this, because I just want to see Ricky Starks back on TV, back wrestling, to be perfectly honest. He's a real potential megastar, in my opinion. And you feel just putting a finger in the air and seeing which way the wind's blowing, you feel like he's probably got one foot out the door and may eventually head to WWE. But you don't know that for certain.
Yeah. Who knows?
You can't, as we'll get into on the second news video today, you can't just make stuff up and tweet it. If we're going to do that, we might as well go the whole hog, Andy. Right. So actually, the creative wasn't with Big Bill. Actually, he was meant to face. And he said, no way, Jose, I'm not facing...
Is that Brian
Bronson?
Oh, okay.
I want to face... Pentel Zero Miedo.
Also
Tony said,
out there.
Tony said, all right, compromise. How about you face...
Mel.
Sean Spears, and he went, he's an NXT, you bloody idiot.
He might end up facing Sean Spears, who knows?
There you go.
Who knows? It's all over the place. All over the place.
It's ridiculous, this.
I think the key thing is that, like we said, nobody really knows, Fightful commenting that they spoke to 4 people and 5 different stories came out. It sums it up, really. Nobody that anyone is speaking to, it's all completely different, particularly with regards to his contract status. I just miss watching Ricky Starks and I want to see him back on TV.
He's a very beautiful man. I want to see him back on my TV and back wrestling soon, wherever that may be.
He's incredible.
Right, let's talk a little bit about the Bloodline. A little bit conspicuous by their absence on WWE TV this week. Obviously, SmackDown coming from Berlin, ahead of Bash in Berlin. Myself and Michael Havlick are going to be reviewing that later on the What Culture Wrestling podcast. But a very simple reason as to why they weren't on SmackDown this week. Coming from The Observer, they didn't appear on SmackDown this past week due to going home for Afa's funeral, which kind of makes complete sense. Family stuff comes first.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when... the show is on the other side of the world and requires a bit of travel. You're always, you have to take that into consideration. So SmackDown doesn't become a one-day affair; it becomes a 3-day.
Yeah, and they weren't booked on the PLE either. So
yeah, so it's you've got to let people take time off when there's a funeral, and obviously Afa. the first and most important thing is that he's their family.
Yeah.
But, very prominent member of the kind of pre-modern era. Like, before the Bloodline was a thing, he's an important member of the Samoan wrestling dynasty, is what I'm saying.
The whole family's been through a real rough time with Afra and Sika, of course, recently.
Yeah, just really, really brutal stuff across the board. So look after human beings first and foremost. Never mind any silly wrestling business, that can wait. I'm glad that they had. There's no universe in which they wouldn't have been given the time off. But it's just a nice thing to do.
And yes, technically, they did appear on SmackDown this week, Adam. Yes, they appeared in a little video where Solo basically said, "I've not forgotten about you, Cody Rhodes. I'm coming back. I'm the tribal chief." But obviously, they filmed that before and went and did family stuff, which is the most important.
They were on some house shows as well in Germany, but obviously, back and forth, all that stuff. So, hey, there you go. That's why the Bloodline weren't properly on SmackDown this week. Do you know JBL, right?
What is going on here?
What's this stuff? You probably maybe saw a couple of weeks ago, he showed up in GCW. Was it FA? He clotheslined. He was like, "Hello, I'm JBL." Bang.
Stiff as ever, eh?
Yep, real. He's like, say what you will about JBL, he's got a hell of a clothesline.
Oh, yeah.
Like an incredible clothesline.
That's literally all they did in that WrestleMania 21 match, if I remember right.
Yeah, but he was wearing like a trench coat and a cowboy hat. It was like, what's going on here? Then he showed up in Impact last week. And he's kicking ass over there again. So it's led to a bunch of people going, what on earth is JBL doing? Why is he showing up in places?
Is he backing up Nick Nemeth somewhere?
Yeah,
in Mexico or something.
It's just me. I'm kind of into this because it makes me think, what the hell is going on? It sows a bit of chaos around there.
We love chaos.
Yeah, we bathe in the chaos. But JBL has commented on this, and I don't know if he's being serious or not.
Uh-oh.
He might be. Everybody thinks that I'm doing this for the money or because I have the itch, but honestly, I'm just recruiting for Triple H. That's what JBL has said, whether or not you believe him or not. I mean, it is quite believable, I guess, right? Like, he's showing up and he's clotheslining people he wants to sign. Is that the game? If you can take the clothesline from hell, brother, you're good to go.
You know what? A rare bit of patter here from JBL. I hope it's, like you say, probably somewhat rooted in truth, but he's just going off and having fun. He's obviously a very successful businessman. I remember his Tron, so...
Yeah, have you seen his car with the horns? You don't buy those in the store.
Unless obviously he forgot to insure it before John Cena sprayed his name on it about 20 years ago, whatever it was. But, it's just wild, all this. He's sort of... Hamflett sort of compared him to Jeff Jarrett from a few years ago, turning up, just twatting fools, and you're going, right, what's the plan here? Where are we going? But... more of this sort of thing, please.
Let's see, the second last outlaw in this case. It's fun.
The penultimate outlaw.
Yeah. If he is scouting in plain sight, that's very funny. It reminds me of the days like 2015, 16, that kind of era, where William Regal was like pictured at like PWG and Evolve.
Yeah.
And he was scouted. And everyone was like, oh, William Regal, such a genius scout. And it was like, oh, well done. You found out that Adam Cole is good. Like,
this guy's insanely over.
Yeah, he's like watching the coolest, most excited wrestlers in the Keith Lee. Well, what a discovery there from. It's like, come on.
It's like those football scouts that discovered the talent of Alexis McAllister when he went to Liverpool. Like, who knew how talented he was before then?
Yeah, who's this Mbappe guy? He's a real rising star. I watched the Euro finals and he wasn't in that. But never mind.
Finished, so
he scored yesterday.
Did he?
Finally.
That bloody time.
Last season's fewer goals than Pape Habib Gay for Aberdeen. 3 goals.
Oh,
let's go top
Aberdeen
league.
are dominating, aren't they?
Second in the league, but
Rangers above or below you?
I think about 5 points below. Mind the gap.
I can't say anything. We lost to Gillingham at the weekend.
Oh, you're right. The undefeated club. Sorry, Chief. It's just me and Hamflett left.
Right, let's talk. Speaking of undefeated, she probably has been for quite some time. Jordynne Grace.
Yes.
TNA Knockouts champion. Loads of speculation as to what's happening with her, and she's just had a little bit more fuel to that fire with a tweet she fired out, simply tweeting, "It's time to play the game." Wait a second, Andy Murray. That's Triple H's phrase.
Is it?
Or at least it's part of its music.
Yeah.
More speculation on whether or not she'll be jumping to WWE. She last appeared, of course, at NXT Battleground. You're grounded! Battleground! But man! That's what you missed whilst you're off, mate. Appeared on WWE TV three times as part of the build to that match with Roxanne Press, which was awesome, by the way. And obviously everyone said, well, as with many of the people that have been brought across, this is WWE going, let's have a look at you. Yeah, you're great. We'll take you.
Yeah.
Joe Hendry, probably going to be in the Rumble, judging by the reaction he got. No merci this weekend. And the sort of tease he put out with the little HBK video. Anyway, loads of speculation that she could be heading there, of course. I believe her TNA contract runs till January of 2025. That's when the Rumble is. Although there is a bit of a clarification from people saying in reports that they're not going to try and steal, that they're basically just saying, when your contract runs out, sign with us, basically.
It's kind of stealing there.
Yeah, sure. It's the old football tapping up, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're not going to get you out of your contract, but the moment that contract ends, sign a contract with us.
Hello.
Shawn Michaels, big fan of her, says she's an amazing talent, especially after her appearance in the Royal Rumble, of course, as well. It just feels like a natural fit. Julia, spoilers everyone, sorry, but why are you watching this before you watch a PLE? Weird. Julia, of course, finally showed up on NXT at Non-SC last night.
As Mercedes might say, I guess.
To confront Roxanne Perez. You've got Stephanie Vaquer to come in as well. It's an exciting time for female talent in WWE.
My favourite Jordynne Grace moment of the year is when she entered the Royal Rumble and she wrestled at an incredible level, an incredible pace, like 500 miles an hour, everything looks crisp, and everyone else was like, oh my god.
Yeah. Everyone else in the water, what's going on?
Yeah, she had to slow down a little bit. She was so good, but no, Jordan's been great for ages and ages and ages. She's just fantastic across the board. She's been a vanguard figure for TNA, lifting standards all around her, and I've no doubt she would do the same in WWE. She's awesome.
Yeah, certainly one of those people. I know she's had that little run, as I said, with Roxanne Perez in NXT. Certainly someone you could see just moving straight to the main roster in WWE.
Yeah, so I often make the joke that parking certain wrestlers in NXT is a bit like entering a Lamborghini in a farm tractor race. It's a bit like why? I understand if it's like a rookie or whatever, and you want to be stationed at the PC and all this stuff, but it's like some people are already the best in the world. They don't need this.
Is it fair to say as well? I mean, there is still a WWE style, that's without question, but it's become less and less. You have to wrestle this way.
Yeah.
They've allowed people to sort of widen that scope of things. So if Jordynne Grace came in, it wouldn't be like, right, let's smooth these edges off. As you say, from an appearance in the Royal Rumble, she'd be good to go straight away.
Yeah, exactly. I do get the point about I'll learn this style and all of this, but if you're good, you'll learn it quickly anyway.
Outside bet for the Royal Rumble, not to appear, as in to win it, I reckon.
Yeah, she can lift the whole ring out and just tilt it, everyone falls out, she wins.
Jordynne Grace versus Jade Cargill down the road as well. That could be tasty.
That would be good indeed.
Let us know your thoughts on that, everything we discussed in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and as we mentioned, join us for our after news a little bit later on today. In the interim, what's this? It's another video.
It's one here.
Whoa!
What? Bye.